What's going on YouTube? Welcome to PCP Savage. You're gonna learn something new today. This is a part 2 of the video Surprise Build M3. If you didn't watch the first part, I'll put a link in the corner, ID card. I bought this Impact M3 with some issues and we're completely overhauling, building it up, fixing all the issues, doing all the upgrades to it, and at the end, when it's done in a couple of videos, I'll list it for sale on my channel. If anybody wants to get it, watch my first video. This is a part 2. So after all that's done in the part 1, now we are leveling. Bubble is nice and leveled, and then you put another square one on the top cap and make sure that is also leveled. Okay, we're ready to zero and index the liner. That's going to be all in this video. Epoxy is dried 24 hours. Now we have to tension it. Okay, if you guys want to watch the video on tensioning, I'll put it in the corner. The point is the carbon fiber has a play in it. See that? So if you just put that in there, it's not becoming a solid piece of assembly because there's a play. Bottom line is this, without going in details. I get the tape for this liner. I'll put 2 tapes, one here, one there, because this is tensioned and that is tensioned by the knot. So you just need like 2 in the middle right here. So, and there you go. This is kind of important. Alright, if you're not into all this harmonics, don't worry about it. But, so now, what's gonna happen, you see threads in here, because tape just doesn't just slide in, you have to thread this thing right into through the threads, and it's gonna go nice and tight inside. So the tensioning is done. Look at how solid it is now. You drop it, and it just doesn't make any vibrations, any noise. So what we did is on the top of the tube I put a scratch in there, and there's a line on a liner. We have to re-index it because once you do all this, it changes the indexing. Well, tuning first, then indexing, and then the 0 will follow because it'll change after indexing. Alright, so indexing is done. I'll show you a piece of paper in a minute, but 6 o'clock was the best, so I deleted the old mark, my initial startup. There's a little scratch on the tube, and then I put a new mark. This is the new indexing mark. We putting some thread lock on this knot. The reason I'm putting thread lock on it, so the knot doesn't get loosen up when you're unscrewing the shroud in and out. Alright, assembling and fine-tuning. Alright, I had to get inside. It was too sunny in there, I couldn't see anything. So this is our indexing, so the initial 12 o'clock, then I changed to 3 o'clock, then 6 o'clock, and then 9 o'clock. Okay, and I went back fine-tuning, pointing at this cross here, right here, ignore this. So I did 5, 6, and 7 for 6 to be in the highest point. Then I corrected everything to 6, Loctite the knot, you saw it, and then this is 5 right here, 40 yards, 5 pellets sent right here, that hole right there. Feet per second spread on the screen, and standard deviation was 3 feet per second, 3.1, and extreme spread was 10. Also explaining where we ended up with the tune. So the tune, the second stage 135 bar, the first stage is about 180, 14 on the macro, and about 4.5 on the micro, and right outside of third line, the valve spring adjustment. return valve spring, right outside of 3. All right, we're doing more fine tuning. We're dialing this thing for 40 yards. Here are the results of this session. So each cross is a 3 pellets. Pretty decent. Pretty happy with those groups. 3 3 3 3 3 3. This is the card that's going to be shipped. If whoever buys this Impact, this card's going to be shipped with it as a tuning reference. Okay, so we're gonna do 40 yards, 5 groups of 3. All right, there you go. 5 groups of 3, 40 yards. I had to slow it down just a tiny to about 845 feet per second. I feel like it does group better. You can tell. All right, you can tell groups a lot better. So I think it did everything I wanted to do, and it came out with a good results. Let's go over and see what's all been done to it. If you're interested purchasing this PCP, this one right here, it's for sale because I already have one just like it. Same thing pretty much. So I already have exactly the same thing. This was just fun project for me, kind of resurrecting, you know, Impact that's been neglected. So if you're interested purchasing, I'll put an email here on the bottom. It's only for US residents, lower 48 states. Email me, we'll talk this over. I think it's going to be something around probably like $1,550 shipped if you cover PayPal fees, PayPal payment. Hammer group, disassembled, polished, lubed, assembled back. Hammer valve rod, polished, AccuShot O-rings installed. Okay, trigger was taken apart, polished, and tuned. Nice first stage pull, crisp, light brake on the second stage. Second regulator pressure gauge was replaced also. First stage regulator was rebuilt completely from scratch. I didn't record that video, but later on I decided, because I know the second stage was rebuilt by previous owner. But the first stage, I just to clear my conscience, I had to rebuild it. So all fully rebuilt first stage regulator. Purchased carbon fiber sleeve for the liner. Installed, epoxy it, tensioned, and then indexed, all solid in there. This is a 500 millimeter 122 twist rate. Barrel clamp installed, you guys saw it in the video. Zeroed for 40 yards. Entire M3 was taken apart, cleaned, scrubbed, lubricated in correct places, and put back together nice and clean. This guy has power block. This is earlier power block, which doesn't have it doesn't say power block on it, but you can tell by this is my non-power block. So in non-power block, you have these 2 indents right here. If you can see it, the 2 in the middle, this is the non-power block. On the early power blocks, you don't have those 2 indents. If you only have four of these holes, 1 2 3 4, just on 4 corners, this is early power block. Okay. And I don't know if you can read the serial number, just for our record, the serial number is 2163223. If you're purchasing one, so you can reference to that serial number on the power block, okay? I forgot to mention, this is a 300 bar, 310 bar bottle. Also 300 bar first, the main gauge, so you can fill this to 300 bar and go from 300 lower. That's why I left that first regulator intact. So the bottle expiration date is 36. For glass we have Athlon 4.5 to 14 zoom 44 millimeter lens. This PCP has some imperfections, like it's a little worn out in here on the guard for the magazine. Athlon has a little, small little tiny scratches and all of that stuff, but the Donnie FL has a little marks in here, little wear, but overall it's pretty decent shape, and it's gonna come in the case, FX case, as you saw me unpackaging my first video. I think we're good for this episode. I'm gonna make one more for sale video, B-rolls zooming in really close and showing all the details and everything, kind of showing in detail what it looks like exactly down to the point. Each little scratch I'll point it out, I'll explain. But anyway, I think one thing it's missing is a cover for your refill plug. It did not come with one, so the only thing that I can think of that it's not there. And that's about it. So thank you for watching, and a new episode next Saturday. Thank you.